Hello, I'm Lawrence, and here is a video that explains some questions about the plugins I published recently on the Unity Asset Store. And I received an email from a guy. He has some troubles about using the plugins. So first question is, he said that his project is 3D, but when he tried to play the text, the camera always facing on the wrong direction. So my the plugins I made is work for the 2D project, but yes, you can change a little bit things and let it work with a 3D project. And okay, let me told you how to do that. The first thing is right now in the demo things I provide, you can see that on the Talking Manager there is a component called Sending Machine Virtual Camera. And what Sending Machine is, it is a plugin made by the Unity official, and you can check the documentations online. And I believe that there are some tutorials on the YouTube, and you can also check those tutorials and follow those tutorials to make your own cameras. And I will demonstrate some basic things about how to use this sending machine. So let's say we made a cube here, and you can see that there are a sending machine menu on the menu bar, and you click that, and you can see that there are many kinds of camera you can create. So let's just create a virtual cameras, and it is work for the 3D project, I think. And just save these things. You can see we create a virtual camera here, and you can see that there a new object has been created on here. It's called CMV camera 1. And in the here you can see there are some warning here, means that you need to have a target to follow. Here you need to assign the cube, and also you need to assign look at to the cube. Okay, and then you can see if you move the camera, it will change the direction and let the cameras always face on the cube. So now it works well with the performance. Okay, let's hit play and see how it works. We move the cube, and you can see the camera follow the cube and always facing the cube, right? And it has some smooth twin between the motion. You can see the camera is smooth changing, right? And also there's some problem that's in here you need to change the follow and the look at, but in my plugins my code only change the follow but not the look at. Let's see on the Talking Manager, and we hit play. Turn this off. This is for the for this it's like a gizmos on your game screen, and it demonstrates how some details about how it follows the target, and you can turn it off. We don't need that. You can see now the follow is a player, but look at is nothing. And we hit play, you can see it only changed the follow, right? It didn't change the look at. And it is simple that you can just make a new script. You can make a new script here, let me roll a new script and just call it look at. And in this script, you can roll it up. Oh, okay, we need to. So first, you need to new. You need to using the sending machine first. Using sending machine, and then you make a new variable called sending machine virtual camera. Call it cam. And on update, the cam look at. What's wrong? The cam dot look at equal to cam dot follow, right? And you save the script and assign this script to the token manager. Also, you need to get the camera. So here can go to get component, sending machine virtual camera, like this one. And here hit play, and you can see the look at and the follow, the changing, they are the same. They will be always the same. And also, I suggest you to use the sending machine virtual camera for your whole project, and it will be a great choice if you do that, because the sending machine, it can finish most of the functions of camera without any code. So I suggest you to do that. And yes, there are documents online. You can easily follow those documents to create your own cameras. Yeah. And if you want to change other property of the sending machine virtual camera, you can write a new script to do that. And for your second questions, you mentioned that how do you from code know what events is running? And actually, I think you mean what node is currently R. So let's see, we can on the script, we can make a new script called when say current event. Yes, and we open the script. And follow me. What you need to do is first you need to using a graph space. The graph space contain all the graph things, and here you need a new variable that is a dialog graph, and you can call it graph, just like that. And how do you know what current node is? It's quite simple. There are an API called graph.current. This will be the current node. But you can see the type of this variable is a xnode.node. But actually, if you wait a second, in the PlayText, in the actual graph, there are different kinds of node on the graph. You have a dialog node, you have an option node, you have start node. How do you know that? And it is also easy. Let's say if you want to know if the current node is a dialog node, so you can create a new dialog node called dial and let it equal to the graph.current as dialog node. Here. And I don't know if you know what as mean. The as mean is if the current node is a kind of dialog node, and it will assign a value. Otherwise, it will assign num. So you can make an if dir not equal to num. That means the current node is a dialog node. Then you can let's say debug log dir dot let's say talking person. Who is the person talking right now? And the other, let's say if you want to know if it's the current node, it's an option node, you can call the option node equal to graph dot current as option node. And if opt not equal to num, then you can use the debug log opt dot let's say the first option. The option 0 is the first, and I will want to know the text. Okay, and let's play. You can see on the console. Oh, sorry, I forgot to assign the script. Here we have a new object. Add component. We add the script on it, and let's see on the current event. Wrong. Okay, I know why. Because we declined this variable, but we didn't assign it. Let's make it public, and you need to assign the graph. If you're using this method, I will mention a second method to do that later. Let's check this one first. You can see on the console, we play and see, because right now it is a dialog node, so it printing the name of the currently talking person. And you can see because right now it's an option node, and it's printing the the text of the first choice here, which is same as this one. You can see the name. Yes, right? Okay, this is the first method, and then I will told you a second method is let's say in a wake function. And what you need to do is you need to using PlayText support. In the PlayText support, you need to in a wake into write an event center dot get instant dot add event listener. What does this mean is in the graph, yes, here you can see here is an event node. You can right click here and create an event. Okay, we delete this one, and we made a new event node. We can make the event name call test. And also you can pass some value here. Then you add a new one, and it support 4 different type of value. For the int, you can pass say 50, and the float you can pass 0.2, and string can pass RRR TTT. right? And you connect the node. And what the event node does is when the when it starts, it output an input to the event node, and it will send an event called test with those value to the event center here, the event center, which you can look at. You can press F12, and you can see what's function in the event center. It's add listener and clean and the event trigger remove is from the DLL, and it output when they finish sending this event, it will automatically move to the next node. So in the current event node here, you add an event listener. You need to type in two values. The first is the name, which event you are listening, which is the test. Same here, the event name. And also, you want to call an event unity action. I don't know if you know the delegate, but if you don't know, it's quite simple. What is delegate is, you need to what a delegate do is you can pass a function to another script and let another script run the functions for the script for this script. It's hard to understand just by saying. You can easily understanding by trying to do that. Here you can make a new function called testing, and you just debug log. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 5 5 5 5. Here you type in the testing, just like this one. Okay, then it will work, but it didn't receive those values right now. But yes, we just want to testing if it works or not. Let's hit play. And check the console. We press E. Okay, there are some wrong things happen. What's happening? Event trigger. Okay, I know why this happened. This thing happened because in the current node, you need to receive something. You need to receive a list of event value class, and in the testing, you need to do the same thing. List event value class. That's just for the value. Save. Okay, let's hit play. Okay, you see, this has been called because this method has been called, and those number has been printing. Okay, so this is how you trigger an event in the node editor. But how do you receive the value? It's also easy because nothing. But it is easy. So how do you do that? Is you can see here is an event value list. So this is a list, and you receive a list here. Those value is the value you receive, and zero is the first value you type in here, which is integer. So here dot, you can see here it has 4 value you only need to choose what you really passing, and do not using other value, just choosing what you actually what the actually type is. And let's say we debug. And for the second one, the value second one is a float, so receive the float value. The third one is a string here, a string value. Comment this one. And he play. Here, press E. It has an argument. Oh, okay, that's why. Here is 2. The third one in array is 2. Yes, my bad. There, it play. Okay, see, this real value has been passed to the script and they all type in. Right, which is cool. And also, this event center is work for if you didn't know, if you don't using the node editor, the event center can work for other things, just like you can see on the token manager, you have a script called token manager. You can check the source code here. You can see here it has something. What it does is when you pressing the key code E, and it triggers an event called PlayText.play, and it passing a value. The passing value is a graph. Here, this one, graph. And also, what it also do is when you're pressing the key code W, the key code up arrow, S or down arrow, it does the PlayText option up and the PlayText option down. You can see it passing something to the event center. And what is those things actually? What is the PlayText play actually do? Is you can check in the here the PlayText scripts. It's very long, really long. There are 1,200 lines. You can just search the PlayText.play. You can see here when in the start it adds a listener, which is listening to the event called PlayText.play, and it receives a dialog graph, and it triggers a function called start talking. And let's see what start talking do. Yes, that is actually what it do here. It call it assign the graph to this script, and it call a PlayText button click. Yes. So what I mean is you can using the event centers for not for the node editor. You can use for some other things, like what I demonstrates is you can listen to the pressing key. You can listen to other things like player hit by some monster, and the monster sending an trigger an event to the event center, and you can write some code on your player. Player receive the hit information, like the damage, like the where is the point that player was hidden by the monster. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you mentioned change the camera behavior. Yes, the camera behavior is you can follow the documentations online about the sending machine. And I'm still working on the English documentation right now because actually in my studio I only have one person, only have me working on those things. So it's hard for me, and I also have, and this is not my full-time job. I have some other jobs to do. So and English is, you can yeah, you see that English is not my first language, and it's a little bit hard for me to do the documentation, and I'm trying my best to explain all those things. And yes, you mentioned that there is a DLL here, right? But actually there are only some basic code in the DLL, and most of the PlayText code is actually actually can check it here. It's not open source, but yes, this is a source code all in here. Maybe it is a little hard to read through 1,000 lines of code, but it is, you can change all those things in here if you like. Okay. If this video helped you, I'm very glad. But if you have any questions after you seeing this video, and please leave a comment or send another email to me, and I will very happy to answer your questions. Okay, that's it. Thank you.